and thank you for attending this session. My name is Tony Zaragoza, and I'm an Intel Business Development Manager here at Insight. Now, we recognize that there are some big PC refresh decisions that you are considering. Many of you have PCs that date back to the early days of COVID, and they're ready to be refreshed. Many of you are in the process of planning your transition from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and many of you are wondering, what am I going to do with regard to integrating AI into my business? What does AI at the edge mean? What is an AI PC? Or how should I let that affect the refresh decisions that I make? Now, many customers have come to us asking for help in integrating and operationalizing AI into their business. And more importantly, they ask, how do I accelerate the ROI from the AI investments? Finally, how do I make these transitions secure and meet the security challenges that the next few years will bring? These are the big questions that we get asked. It's the elephant in the room oftentimes, and that is what we'd like to discuss with you today. Addressing these concerns and helping you navigate through these transitions is why Insight and Intel are here today. Let's start by me sharing a little bit about my background and my experience. I've been at Insight now for just over 7 years, and previous to coming to Insight, I was at Intel. I joined Intel in 1984, and Intel had just introduced the 386 microprocessor. The PC operating system was DOS, and in the following year, 1985, Microsoft introduced Windows 1, the first Windows operating system. And now here we are 40 years later looking to transition to Windows 11. So a lot has changed in 40 years, and it never gets boring. So it's no secret that Intel has a history of innovation. Their founders were the innovators that transformed the industry from vacuum tube computers to silicon chip-based computing. And arguably, Silicon Valley was created on the innovations driven by Intel and its influence in the Valley. Now, IBM built the first PC, and they chose the Intel 88 as their CPU. So the PC started there, and now look how far it has come. IBM executives, Hewlett and Packard, Michael Dell, Bill Gates, they all chose Intel because they all saw the vision and the opportunity to change the world and bring value as partners on that journey. Now we're at a moment just like that, and we're about to change the world with AI. And it'll bring the greatest impact that the PC industry has ever seen. And all of us get to be a part of that. Microsoft, Dell, HP, Lenovo, who purchased IBM's PC business, and so many other new partners are all with us on this journey once again. So clearly the challenges are more complex today than they were 40 years ago. And that's why Intel and Insight have grown their partnership over the years to bring our companies together to help our customers navigate through the complexities and the challenges of today. Insight is the world's leading solutions integrator, and they team with Intel and the PC OEMs to bring the whole solution together. Because it takes more than just selling you device. It takes expertise, it takes services, and programs to make it all seamlessly come together. None of us can make it alone on this. So today it takes a village, it takes partnerships, and it takes an ecosystem, and building an ecosystem is what Intel does very well, and pulling that ecosystem into a solution is what Insight does very well. As I mentioned, while I was at Intel, Microsoft launched Windows, and it took a whole ecosystem of software vendors to write the software packages to run on the new 386 in Windows and the new user interface. And they had this new device to integrate called the mouse, which became an extension of the PC. So there were these huge investments in software partners and tools to make the first leap into the first Windows environment. But it all came together, and it worked. And then later, as laptop versions of PCs became available, PCs became more mobile. Oh, and one more side note, Intel was the driver of bringing USB to the market. It just made sense that having so many different wires and interfaces like parallel ports and serial ports wasn't good. So Intel said, let's invent a universal serial port, USB. So Intel drove that ecosystem by meeting with every printer and peripheral manufacturer and advocated the USB standard. And it worked. And now we're on a similar path, driving the Thunderbolt standard. So why did I just go through this history lesson? I say this just to lay the groundwork for you to understand that Intel drives standards that help the PC industry move forward. It helps bring more value to PC users, and it drives innovation, it solves problems, and that is what Intel has always done, and it continues to do so. And so today, we're at the beginning of the AI opportunity. And as always, Intel is at the front line, driving the innovation and the ecosystem to bring the most value from this amazing new opportunity. It's the same ecosystem making playbook. And again, Microsoft, Dell, HP, Lenovo, Insight, and so many other ecosystem partners are with us to move this opportunity forward and to bring value to PC users. We're on a new journey, and it's the dawn of the AI PC, and I can assure you it will work. Again, I know that was quite a tangent by giving you this history lesson, but I thought it was important to lay the groundwork as I transition to talk about Intel's latest CPUs. So Intel launched the first AI PC processor last year with the launch of the Intel Core Ultra Series 1 processor. It was the first processor with an integrated NPU. Now the NPU was added to run AI applications in the PC at the edge. Now most of the AI applications that we're familiar with primarily run in the cloud. So the innovation here is to run the AI application at the edge, making it lower cost, faster, and for many cases, more secure. So this was a new concept, and again, this could not be done without the support and adoption of the whole tech ecosystem. So with the first AI processor, Core Ultra Series 1, software developers had a device that they could begin coding their applications to take advantage of this new AI capability. And there are over 300 software companies that have launched their improved applications taking advantage of the new capabilities of the Intel Core Ultra platform. And wait, it just got better because in January, Intel launched the Intel Core Ultra Series 2 processor. It has a faster CPU, faster integrated GPU, faster NPU, all reaching an unprecedented 120 TOPS performance. No other CPU comes close, and no other CPU has the ecosystem and software stack that has been tested, validated, and optimized for this unprecedented CPU. And again, all the PC manufacturers have launched new devices based on this new CPU from Intel. So as you make your PC refresh decisions, here's what you get from Intel. The fastest CPU on the planet that has an ecosystem ready to support you for your near-term needs and those that you'll be facing in the future. And you get the reliability, the stability, and the trust that Intel and its partners have built over the last 40 years. Now, don't think of these new products necessarily as just an AI PC processor. I mean, it is that, but let's face it, many of us aren't really sure what AI applications we're going to run on our PCs. We may not necessarily be ready for it today. We're still on a learning curve, and that's okay. But you still get benefits that you may not even know are built into these new platforms, and let me explain. So the Intel Core Ultra processors has 3 powerful engines integrated into the CPU unit, or processor unit. It has a powerful CPU, a powerful GPU, and a powerful NPU, and they're all specialized compute units. The CPU is a central processing unit that runs all the applications that we've come to know and love over the past 40 years. And the GPU, the graphics processor unit, was brought on board to enhance the graphics capabilities of the PC. Graphics, high-definition graphics, all the enhancement that come with newer display technology is handled by the GPU. So the GPU offloads the CPU. They complement each other and overall enhance the capability and performance of the PC. Now throw in the NPU, or the neural processing unit, and you have a third processor in the system. So the NPU is specifically designed to add and enhance the AI capabilities of the PC. That's why we call it an AI PC. But it does more than that. Those software developers that I talked about earlier look at the Core Ultra processor as 3 distinct units that they can mix and match and use to enhance the performance of their software. The CPU, GPU, and NPU are all specialized, but they can run any software that the developers want to utilize them for. So most of the developers are taking advantage of these new units to optimize their software and make them faster and more efficient. One good example is CrowdStrike. Before the NPU was integrated, CrowdStrike software would take a little over 20% of the cycles of the CPU. Now, with the added NPU, CrowdStrike was able to shift some of its software to run on the NPU. That then reduced the burden on the CPU, and now it only utilized closer to 2% of the CPU cycles. That leveraged the capabilities and balanced the workload. So the overall application was faster, more power efficient, and more secure, and just overall optimized. That's how our software ecosystem partners benefit by Intel's innovations, and that's how you immediately benefit from this new generation of PCs on the market. So let me shift gears a little and talk about Intel product launches and some of you may or may not be familiar with. So there are typically 2 product launches. There was an Intel Core Ultra Processor Series 2 launched in Q4 of last year. Now that was the version targeted for the consumer segment. And then in January of this year at CES, there was another product launch for the Core Ultra Processor Series 2. Now the January launch was for the commercial and enterprise or business segment of the market. Now the reason for the 3 to 4 month delay for the business version is that there is a more robust testing and validation, And there's added manageability features and security features added to the platform. So basically, it's a more rigorous process, and the added features are specifically intended to meet the needs of business users. Now, the version of the Core Ultra Processor Series 2 for businesses is referred to as the V Pro version of that platform. Now, the business versions are not sold through consumer outlets like Costco or Best Buy. They're sold through resellers like Insight. And additionally, Insight supports these businesses with integration services and a complete lifecycle services to support the needs of the IT departments. So Insight has a program called Insight Flex for devices that allows its customers to select from a range of services in order to meet their needs. And Insight even has a trade-in program where Insight buys back the customer's older PCs, and this allows customers to save money as they refresh their new devices. So Insight's Flex program is pretty much the most extensive and flexible program of its kind and brings incredible value to Insight's customers. And it helps customers take advantage of all the Microsoft and other software partner programs specifically intended to support IT customers. So the key message on this topic is to purchase your Intel vPro devices from Insight and take advantage of the programs that have been created to help meet the needs of your business. So I'd like to talk a little more about what do you get with a vPro based PC that's specifically built for business. Now, there are 4 pillars to the vPro PC. Number 1, it's performance, uncompromised performance to run the applications that you need for your business. Number 2, it's stability and enhanced validation. Stability meaning that Intel will not change anything on the processor for at least 18 months. Basically, that assures that you won't have to re-image your devices because of the stable platform feature. Number 3, it's security. So there are security features built into the hardware of the vPro platform. Hardware hardened security features that are much more stronger than only software security features. And finally, number 4, manageability is a pillar of the vPro platform. Now, Intel builds manageability features to help enhance the capabilities of IT departments' needs in managing a fleet of PCs. So some of these manageability features are automatically used by the security software vendors. It helps them enhance their software applications by leveraging the capabilities that are built into the vPro platform. But there's one feature that does need to be activated by the customer. And the feature is called Active Management Technology, or AMT. And this is one of the features that Intel and Insight could work with you on activating in your environment. So basically, AMT allows something called out-of-band capabilities. And when a remote PC fails, AMT allows you to tunnel into your PC and determine what the failure was, even if the PC is dead and blue screened. So this was recently demonstrated with the Blue Friday event that happened with CrowdStrike. So when thousands of PCs blue screened that day, there were a few companies that had activated AMT and were able to remotely reach their PCs and patch them all remotely. There was no need to roll out a truck or send a technician to patch the system. So one airline in particular was up and running with thousands of PCs in just a few hours, while another airline that took days and weeks to drive out and physically patch their devices was down for weeks. So it's the difference between canceling a few flights or canceling thousands of flights. Millions of dollars were lost that didn't need to be on that day. So this remote capability to fix a blue screen PC, or even one that is completely lost power, is unique to Intel vPro devices. All right, we are here at the finish line. I think I covered the few things that I wanted to share with you today. And again, I thank you for joining, and I hope this was useful for you. Let me leave you with these final comments. Number 1, as you plan your PC refresh activities, contact us at Insight to help you navigate through the process. The technology available is powerful, and we're here to help you find the right solution to meet your needs. We'll gladly share our knowledge, experience, and resources as you think through your device needs. And Insight's Flex for Devices program has immense value that you can scale to meet your specific needs. Let us partner with you. Number 2, AI at the edge with an AI PC is new. It's real and it's here to stay, and it's only going to get better. Work with us to help you navigate through your AI journey. The Core Ultra Series 2 devices are the best Copilot Plus devices on the market. That may be a great place to start to kick the tires. But also keep in mind that Intel and Insight have AI expertise on our teams. Let's meet and talk about what AI can do for you, and we'll always gladly share our perspective when you're ready. And finally, talk to us about vPro. I only touched on the surface on this, and if you already have vPro devices in your fleet, talk to us about activating them. If there are any future blue screen days in our future, we want you to be the one up and running and patched sooner rather than later. We're here to help. Thanks again, and I wish you the best.